Hello everyone, thanks for coming outside with me today. This is video number 4 out of 5 of my Turkey Hunting 101 series, and today we're going to talk about blinds and the several ways you can use blinds in turkey hunting situations. When it comes to using a blind, you have two different options. You can either create a permanent one that stays all year round, or you can use a pop-up style like this Ameristep that I'm sitting in right now. The nice thing about permanent blinds is that you can build them as rugged and reliable as you like. You can make them out of wood, you can make them out of vinyl, you can make them out of aluminum, you can do whatever you want. You could also, therefore, double dip them as a deer hunting stand if you do something like that, like over a field edge. The disadvantage, however, is that you can't move it. They're a little bit more labor intensive, of course, and of course the cost of all the materials, and then the upkeep of those materials if you decide to keep that blind in that place for an extended period of time. Advantages of a pop-up like this Ameristep that I'm sitting in right now: it's lightweight, it's portable, you can take it in and out, so it's good for private land as well as public land. The disadvantages, however, is that, and as this one has several of, are tears. Zippers can break, no problem. Straps can become rotted over time, and you can't just replace it like you could on a permanent stand where it might just be the change of a piece of plexiglass or 2x4 or something like that. So, but in terms between the two, most people are going to pick a portable pop-up like this one here. They just are so much more versatile in their usage, and with a lot of turkey hunting, it's a lot of run and gun kind of style tactics, and you don't really want to be bogged down in one permanent spot. So a lot of people do end up choosing something like this, but let's talk a little bit more about the certain things you want with a blind, whether it's a permanent or a pop-up. The nicest thing that I like about blind hunting is that right now I'm sitting in a foldable camp chair. I have a back to it, it's really comfortable. The problem is that means that I am sat in this one position. I have this strap here in my way, I have this piece of wall over here. I can't really rotate 360 degrees as easily as I could if I was sitting next to a tree. So if you're going to set up a blind, in particular if it's a pop-up like this and you have the ability to zip and unzip windows, is one thing you're going to have to be really cautious of is setting up your windows in an orientation where you think prior to the season that the birds are going to come from. For example, I want a nice big window in the general area of where I think that gobbler is going to fly down when the season opens. But I also want this secondary window here. In case he comes over here, I'm already set up, I'm down here, I can easily pull in, pop out, and I have him. It just doesn't make sense for me to kind of come out and I'll lean all the way this way. I'm now out of the blind. The blind is no longer serving any purpose. So as compared to sitting next to a tree when you're in full camo and you're really being cautious and you're really inching your way 360 degrees around the tree, you don't have that luxury here. And because you're kind of already a sore thumb in regards to being in a blind, sticking out in the middle of nowhere, you're already kind of pinpointed by a turkey. So you really have to set up prior to the season and really be cautious with those things. I wouldn't recommend, zipping up these windows super tight. If you have a super tight window, I'll bring this one up a little bit higher here so I can demonstrate. If I bring this up super tight here, I now have to try to, in the heat of the moment, thread my gun barrel through here, and I know for a fact when that tom's standing at 20, 30 yards, I'm going to end up sitting here poking the sides of this blind. I'm going to rub up against this zipper. So I want to make sure that whatever I set up and whatever I do is ready to go well before the season starts. It just can't be as much as a fluid situation, personally, from my experience. It can't be as much as a fluid situation when you're just sitting against a tree. I really think the biggest advantage of blinds is it really allows for the hunter to be comfortable. I already alluded to the camp chair that I'm sitting in. It's great for kids and those first getting into hunting. Compared to deer hunting, turkey hunting, you can't really get away with any sort of extra movement. They just have phenomenal eyesight and they have phenomenal hearing, and any sort of bumps and rattles and jiggles and gun racks and everything like that, if they see it, they're gone. So having a blind for kids or those that might be not wanting to sit next to a tree, those are getting older in age and prefer something a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more laid back, definitely hunting out of a blind is meant for you. I'm still young and spry, as a lot of people tell me. I like the run and gun tactic. I have no problems going out and putting a root up my backside in order to sit next to a tree to kill a tom. But when I want to get comfortable, if I want to bring my wife, I want to bring my daughters, I want to bring my father-in-law or anybody else I hunt with, someone who wants to be a little bit more comfortable, be a little bit more relaxed, a blind is perfect to get them into the sport of hunting. If you're familiar with my channel, you're familiar with my mindset that I like people to buy gear that fits their budget and fits their hunting style. I'm not brand specific. Sure, this is an Ameristep. Does it work for me? Yes, it does. Will it work for you? Probably will. Does it fit your budget? Maybe, maybe not. So you need to pick something that's going to ultimately be most comfortable for you. Don't get caught up in people telling you that you need this, you need that. Buy what fits your budget, buy what you're comfortable with, and hunt and enjoy it. So that's all for this video. If you would like to watch any of my past videos about Turkey Hunting 101, you can click links over here. If you would like to watch the fifth and final video of this series about the decoys used for turkey hunting, you can click right here. Or if you're a mobile user, you can follow the links in the description below. I hope you're able to get out and enjoy the sport of turkey hunting, enjoy God's beautiful creation, and we'll get to see you next time.